pretty quick. We'll get there. Oh, it is I, Galdap. Not to be confused with Apple products. Fuck you, Steve Jobs. Anyway, where we left last our group, or last left our group, either one. As they go down the stairs, they find two doors. One sounds like it houses masters and slaves, or possibly doms and submissives. It smells awful, as if people have not been taken care of themselves. The second has quiet sounds, but definitely has people in it. Falafel saw some yellow outlines of magic. They decide to bust through the door to the south to take their chances. Now it sounds like this might have been spontaneous, but true enough, our intrepid heroes took a good hour or so just to decide to go into a door. Then they happen upon three bugbears and a goblin that they are using for their amusement. Dom submissive? Master slave? Who knows? The goblin faints immediately, and after a vicious melee, Ellywick takes a bugbear down, Moroz takes a bugbear down, and William finishes off the last. Oh, screw you, Zervex, your rolls are done. After the melee, Ellywick revives the goblin and attempts to talk to him. The speech is rough, but he speaks of himself as a prisoner, and suggests that there may be more. He also talks about a glass staff. Again, Dom submissive, figure it out. There may have been a lot of staff and ball jokes in this session, and apparently the recap as well. After indicating that the goblin is free, he leaves. The group is left with indecision again as to what to do next. After a short time, which was actually a long time, the goblin comes back and says, "Glass staff, gone!" He sounds a little bit like Galdap, if you ask me. He leads them back out of the cavern and takes off then. The group gets out of the influence of Phandalin and makes camp. All the watches pass without incident. And that's literally all that happened. Galdap out!
Yay! Okay, so you are standing out here. The goblin has run off. You have woken up from your nighttime slumber. What are you guys gonna do?
Breakfast.
Gonna break your fast?
No, we're going to take a fast break.
I feel like that's copyrighted.
Bye.
Happy
I'm going
birthday.
to prepare my spells for the day.
There's a fast break here.
But shouldn't you have prepared your spells over your sleep, though? Know how that works?
Yes.
Right. Yeah, if you're preparing them now, you're out of luck.
No, because you need the energy back to, like, prep everything, right?
No, I think you sleep on it and you get it back when you wake up.
Yeah, but I still have to, like, actually go through the actions of preparing them.
The idea is that you prep it in like your watch time or something like that, and then go to sleep. So while you're doing your long rest, you're prepping.
So you wake up prepped and fresh, right?
Okay.
The wizard, like, physically prepares.
Yes, but she's not a wizard.
So what
Or is
physical
she?
action is that when you physically prepare a spell? Like what are you doing?
Well, if it's like a thematic thing, like verbal thematic component, your prepping could be you memorizing the different like actions you have to do, what you say, making sure you right. Because like if you're a wizard or anything but a sorcerer, basically you don't want to fuck that up because that magic is big magic, right? So like in the Harry Potter series, they say like, oh, he screwed these two words up and went from like lift this thing to an elephant on his chest.
Wingardium Leviosa,
Eh?
Eh?
Canada can't do
The
magic.
Canadian.
Yeah. Wingardium Leviosa, sorry.
Yeah. I can't help but notice that our Canadian guys are laughing. Eyelids. But so it would be practicing your different verbal and somatic cues, making sure your components right, making sure you know the order things go in, stuff like that.
My favorite part is how it has been 5 months, and we're now having this conversation for the first time.
Well, because in the past I've prepared in the morning.
No,
Like, physically put stuff together.
Right, but that was wrong.
Oh, hey, the clouds are coming, but the rain stopped.
Mechanically speaking, there's not a real difference in most cases of whether it's done during the long rest or immediately after. But
Yeah, it's not.
Because I feel like if I like had second watch or third watch, that I wouldn't wake up like my middle watch. Like, yeah, I could practice and everything, but I wouldn't be fully 100% and feel like my spells were ready to like immediately go until. Because if something happened on my second watch, I still wouldn't have my spell slots, right?
Right. Well,
If you were second watch, yeah, because that would have only been a short rest so far.
yeah.
Once you
Or
complete
if I
a
was
long
third
rest, you
watch,
have
like,
them.
There's no way I would have those until I woke up the next morning.
Right, but when you wake up, you have them. Because you actually have used something like that already in a couple of sessions ago. You were up for like the third watch or something, so you technically had a long rest and you were able to use something.
That's still not a long rest.
It is
After
for
two
you.
watches, yeah.
Oh,
Each watch is 4 hours.
You
And
need 6 hours of sleep for it to be a long rest.
okay.
it's
That's
kind of
how
like it's kind of like hit points. Like you don't wake up and then add your hit points back. You get them while you're resting.
Yep.
Wake up, time to add my hit points back.
Ellywick, you can always RP that you wake up and feel you'd like to try the spells a few more times before you start your day, and then you
Okay.
in them. So you can always say that. That's fine, but there has to
I
be.
feel like I do that better because I can keep track of what I've done because I often take the second or third watch. So I don't quite feel like I always have my spells ready for those when something happens.
Yeah.
You know? So like that keeps me knowing what my count is.
It's understandable. Just make sure that you have yourself sorted out by
Yes.
the time you break camp.
Yes, and that's usually my plan is that I go through and I just re-click everything that I need to click and
Oh, you have to
and
click
mentally
stuff?
preparing. What?
You have
Yeah.
to click stuff? Huh.
Buttons.
Yeah, I click
didn't
my
know that.
buttons to say that I've got them prepped.
I've been an Eldritch Knight for, a while now, and I still don't have any of my spells written down.
Oh boy.
Get on that.
I mean, I'm totally prepared. What?
Oh boy. Okay. So you're breaking camp and getting ready for breakfast.
And
What you
breaking
do?
wind.
Breakfast with Barzu.
What?
But I'm sharing some breakfast with Barzu.
As far as you appreciate it.
Did Tabitha find food in the woods?
Yep, Tabitha fended for herself.
was it Barzu?
Barzu is alive and well.
Damn it. I mean, yay.
Barzu a crow or a raven? I can't remember again.
Crow.
Damn. Damn.
Ravens are smarter.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is I recently read an article about how really, really smart ravens are, and
Aren't crows
What?
and ravens all the same family? Just
Yeah.
they are the
Yes,
same.
they are.
Times?
And crows will bring you presents. And crows and wolves, was it ravens and wolves, will coexist.
My favorite part is how the person that wants to kill the bird knows what it is, and the person who has the bird doesn't know what it is.
I just wanted to redouble check.
It is funny that Lark's like, I got everything about this bird. I
It's like
got
the crow. Okay.
tilts a little bit to the left when it flies in the air. I'm going to shoot it down one day.
Yep.
Alright,
So we break in
Tavern.
camp.
Yeah.
Okay, so we went through the manor and we freed the goblin. We know there are other slaves there, but we want to get the hell out of there. Are we headed to Green Nest now, guys?
I think that would be the next step. There's
Yeah,
seems to be-
we don't have anything else to go off of here.
That's true. I mean, we know there's a lot more to do here, but I don't really think that we're prepared enough to take that on at this point.
Well, what else is there to do here? The town's deserted. There's nothing else to do in this manor.
We could go to the spider tower.
Yeah, there's the Spire Tower. There's the huge nest of red brands that we left behind. They're all still there.
But if their master or whatever is gone, then we really would just be, people and not really affecting the area.
Well, we don't know if Glassstaff was their master, though.
Well, I mean, if he was gone and we had a free ability to get out, I would assume he was the one in charge.
Okay.
Also
Anyway,
don't
so
know
let's go to Greenest.
how people went, or even if the Red Brands are even involved.
Yeah. Yep. So Greenest.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that'd be the best bet now.
Yay. I believe that was south of where we are.
Southwest.
Yeah, southwest. Because we gotta get back on the main road, and then. Now, real quick, the main road, or the road we came in off of, was Tribor Trail, right?
Yep.
Okay. So then the main road is somewhere off to the left there.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So should we go ahead and do you want to circle out of vision of the town then, like make a little bit of way south of where I just pinged?
That sounds fine to me.
Okay. All right. So everybody good with that?
That
Aye.
sounds good.
Let's go.
All
What's
right.
our marching order?
I'll be first.
I'll be second.
I'll be third.
I guess I'll be fourth.
Guess I'm falling up the rear.
Waiting for you, Moroz. Start moving.
Oh. Burp. Sorry, I was typing our orders. And we are heading back to the main road, right?
If you go to if you circle around to Tribor Trail, yes.
No, I'm asking the rest of the group. You guys want to hit the main road again?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that we had pulled out a map. We're looking at things. Said we're just gonna cut around this way.
I'm just watching the buildings and trying to kite far enough away that if anyone was watching or whatever, they wouldn't see us. Like I would like to go out of where we are right now, but I can't. So I don't really want to hit this building.
You don't want to hit which building?
I don't want to hit that one. I want to go out of the way of that.
Maybe stuff in it.
Unfortunately, it's like Baldur's Gate, where only part of the map has the circle. So we're not there yet.
I don't know if you really want to try to pick it over, Lark. I'm fine. It's far enough out of the way that not that big of a deal. It looks like just a simple farmhouse, though.
Wait, I'm confused. Baldur's Gate only half a circle? What?
Never mind.
If you click on it, your circle gets cut out.
Quarter of a circle.
Like math now. D&D version.
Watch out, Lark. There might be 2x4s in the rafters.
Sorry, I was distracted by all the circles. I'll tell you what you see. Bear with me when the
Are you going for it, Lark?
I'm going to squat down and
I just want to look in it.
I'm going to squat down and be across the road from her, but keep an eye out.
Oh, see, I think if Tamora wants to keep Lark out of places, she should put like rafters and 2x4s in every.
Every one of them.
Yep.
Keep her out.
Inside, you don't see a lot, but you do see rafters with 2x4s.
Sturdily constructed building with lots of 2x4s.
Building made of nothing but 2x4s. The bricks
It looks like
are
a
made of
Jenga
2x4s.
tower.
Okay, so what you see before you is a worn down building. It looks like this is a stopping area for miners going to and from some sort of mining area, cave like structure. It's full of little carts and such. Most of them have dirt, coal, and other ores.
Ores.
What other ores?
Ores like
Boat oars.
Diamond ores?
Unobtainium?
Exactly.
Like any valuable ores?
No.
Oh.
That's what we wanted to know. Was there gold in there?
No, there's no gold in there.
Can I take some coal?
Wait,
We might need it.
Why are you planning on
Can I
running
just
into
take
some
some
naughty
coal?
boys?
sure, you can take some coal.
How much, dude? How can you carry all of this shit? Don't
Yeah,
you have
I'm
like
wondering that too.
10 swords and a like random other shit?
See, the problem is that she has the rug.
Yeah.
Because she is a person are heavily encumbered.
Her rug is gonna turn into Howl's Moving Castle. It's just gonna be this giant mound of crap.
Still better than the podcast I was listening to where they had a dwarf who had a 10-foot ladder in his backpack.
So yeah,
How much does coal weigh?
I'm gonna say you took 3 pounds of coal.
Tree fitty.
Your hands are now covered with soot and dust. Anything you touch will have a print on it.
Can I wipe them on the grass?
Well, you're in a building, but sure.
Yeah, but the grass will have prints on it.
That's okay.
Dude, just wipe it on your face and make yourself like even more ninja-like.
Oh lord. She has war paint. She's like, hold on.
Hell yeah.
Let me get my briquettes out.
I don't know. I think you just need to take advantage of all of these soot you and just find like, I was here on the wall.
Are there any soot sprites?
You can examine it for it.
Can I? Would I have to be closer to the house to look, or can I just kind of look and peek?
You would have to be closer to see it.
As you
gonna
approach
move
the
up
house, you
closer.
hear
See if I see any soot
ah,
sprites.
ah.
I am not gonna be that one. Oh, there's a roll 20 My Neighbor Totoro thing that has some sprites in it.
What?
Nothing.
Should I do perception or?
Yeah, go and roll perception or arcana.
Ouch.
You're unable to see any form of magic or life inside the coal.
Pressing.
New map.
Wander on. Is it still really quiet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there still the same absence of animals and any other sounds and stuff that there was when we?
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna be listening for as we are leaving, I'm gonna keep listening to see where that edge is, where there's like
Life.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys have gone down the miner trail. Are you going up back towards Tribar, or are you going out this side?
What's out this way? Is there a mine out
I
this
thought
way?
we were going this way.
I thought so.
And this
Correct me if I'm wrong.
towards
Let
the
me
road.
hang on. Before we go too terribly far, I'm gonna draw a shape. So like, let's say here's the map. Then let's say Phandalin is like right here, and we've got got to get to freehand. All right, so like the main road was over here, and then there was over here, and like Tribor Trails there. So I'm assuming we're heading that way, like this area. Is that right, or is that not what's going on?
That is right.
Okay.
However, the miner's trail doesn't go very far.
Well, and I don't necessarily think we need. Well, I guess how much distance? How much distance is there here between the miner's trail that we see on the map and between? So like, I'm assuming we see the miner's trail like right there, and then the main road is like right there. So how much distance is there? Like, is it straight forest? Is it open field? What do we see between the miner's trail and the main road?
You would be going through some forest areas and a little bit of farm.
Okay. Do you guys want to keep in the forest, or do you want to go more towards open spaces to get back to the main trail?
How long would it take us to get back to the road? If we're gonna have to camp out in the wilderness in like just random forests out here, maybe it's better to go the other way. But if we're going and we'll be on the road before nightfall, That's more familiar for us.
Okay, given the fact that I've done lots and lots of marches and have a rough, usually go around with a rough idea of maps and locations in my head, can I roll a perception to see if I would have any idea of how far we'd have to travel?
You would gather that you're probably half and half, right? So, whether you want to go up and over, down and over, you would probably be about the same amount.
Okay, so it's probably about the same way. The thing is, if we go, we'd have to go back through the town to get to Tribord Trail to go all the way back up and then over and then start down again. And we might possibly have to camp out in the wilderness, but we're going to cut out a lot of time cutting through the forest. It's just we might run into more stuff. What does the rest of the group want to do?
I think we should just continue on this way.
That's what I vote for, yeah.
If we go by farms, there might be food,
You mean stuff for you to steal?
right? If there's no farmers there anymore to pick it, it's just gonna go bad anyway.
Oh, we could go by the apple orchard on the north side of town then.
Apples.
Alright, I say we just cut through and take our chances.
Alrighty.
It's a new map!
Hey, I found the birds.
I didn't remember that those guys were still on the map. Nothing to see here.
Can I ask you questions while they're gone?
No, they're gone. They're out, man.
I missed them. They're my favorite
Alright,
birds.
so you guys are going.
Damn, I drew that pretty well. That was actually really close to what it was. We should be around here, I believe. I'm in black right now, but I think we should be right around there.
So potentially 20 miles to the road.
Yeah, so draw me the path you guys want to go.
Can we see a little bit more? Or no? I mean, we should see at least the bottom of Phandalin, because we skirted the bottom of Phandalin. We skirted through the south and southwest of Phandalin.
I'll show you what you'll see currently, but I also need you to draw out where you want to go.
Alright, my plan was to go... I can't draw it because I can't see it.
That?
No, I want to go straight over, but again, I can't draw it. I don't want to angle through. I want to cut straight over and hit the road, so we go through as little unknown territory as possible.
I need to move people.
Or just straight over.
We're not
You
going
wanna
to
go
jaywalk
straight
through the
over.
forest. Yeah, I want to cut straight over from where we are.
I
I don't see that.
Going to have an adventurous time. Apparently. Okay.
It's like going on Frost Drives.
Okay, so you guys are going from the bottom over. As you guys are leaving, as you guys are leaving the city limits, you feel, Lark and William, you feel as if you've been slapped in the face and you have a memory that has been returned to you. Lark, you remember more about your parents, and William, you suddenly remember more about the Smiling Shiva.
Except
So,
you drank so much that you forgot about it immediately.
So, yeah. But those memories have returned to you as soon as you leave the city limits. But what are you guys doing as you're walking out of town?
I can't see what I'm doing.
That's fine. I figure I'm slowly revealing areas to you.
I guess I'll continue through the blackness. I can't. Oh, I can't. It snaps you to the hexes. Interesting.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So,
But describe to me what you're doing as you're moving. So as a group, what are you discussing? What are you talking about? I need to make some rolls for you.
so I don't have my weapons out. Unless it gets really dense. I don't know if we're going through dense or light forest. If it gets really dense, I'll pull my weapons out. And I'm constantly scanning in the trees, in the bushes, that type
This
of thing.
first area coming out of town is just it's a lot of farms and such.
Okay.
This would be on the outskirts. You can see some row crop that's growing up. Looks like corn, a few other beans and fruits type of things that are growing up. There are a few houses, they have smoke coming from the chimney.
So there's farmers still that's taking care of these fields?
Whether or not they're still there, you wouldn't know, but you would be able to see that there is smoke coming out of chimneys.
So as I look at crops and stuff, I'm looking for irregular movements. Like, obviously the wind blows it, but I'm looking for irregular movements in crops or in hedgerows or things like that.
I'm reaching out to see if I can feel any presence of animals or anything that's back.
Sure, so as you reach out, you feel what is just generally around you. You feel field mice, birds, other things.
Did I start to feel that is at about the same time they got their memories back?
So unless they told you they got their memories back, you wouldn't know. But
Right,
as
no, I know,
soon
but
as
is
the
that
city
when I
limits-
felt it?
Yep. As soon as you leave the city limits, it's as if all of life had moved to the other side.
Okay. Wow, it was awfully quiet back there. I can hear everything again. Is there any creatures close by?
Close to you currently?
Yeah.
Make me a roll. You feel that there are a few field mice that are very by you.
So I'm assuming as we get out of the denseness, I start hearing more of the ambient sounds like insects and birds and whatnot. And that puts me a little bit more on edge because it's been so quiet for so long that now there are a lot more things to pay attention to.
Whereas I'm much more comfortable that there's life.
Alright, so you continue moving and you find that the area around you slowly turns into forest. Are you guys discussing anything as you're walking?
Yeah, sure. I'll say, what do you think he meant by glass staff?
I mean, I would assume some kind of wizard or something that has a staff made of glass or glass on the staff that is a feature of that.
Well, we know the big influencer in the area is the spider. So I'm wondering if the thing or person or whatever with the glass staff is the same as spider, or if that's a different influencer in the area.
Well, didn't we see that letter that they were sending something to Spider?
Right. But the goblin specifically spoke of a glass staff, and most of the the cultists that we talked to and stuff, they knew him, or they knew of a spider. William's Fae told him of a spider. So everybody referenced this thing as a spider, except this goblin referenced a glass staff, which is why I'm wondering if it's different than the spider that we've had so many clues about.
Well, that's what I'm saying is if it was a spider, if it was spider, then they would have said it was spider, right? It wouldn't have been. I would assume that glass staff was somebody who was working for Spider. That's what that letter made it sound like.
Yeah, it's possible.
I mean, it would make sense that he'd have his web in a bunch of different areas.
Zarevex, you think Sigil might have any thoughts on this matter?
I thought you didn't really believe in the gods.
Well, he's destroyed a heck of a lot of people and has an invisible sword, so clearly he, whether it's gods or just some magical trickery, he's tapped into something important.
I really don't know on that. I would have to actually sit there and commune with her and see if she has any insight towards that.
It's a she?
I just refer to it as a she. It, however you want to refer to her. It.
You should figure that out.
All the paintings are just of a creature with a mask and some robes. Who couldn't really tell?
It's a shim.
Okay. So you guys are continuing to walk, And as you continue to walk, you see a town slowly appearing in front of you.
Hey, there's my purple line.
That's very blue looking.
Is that
Um,
blue? Oh, it is blue. Sorry. The one that
say,
picked
let
it
me
too.
know. Whoa, it's dark now. It's not...
There's my other blue.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys are now pretty much on the road. You've gone about 15 miles through your day, talking and discussing last stuff and such. As you approach the road, you can see a larger-ish town, larger than Phandalin, appearing. Do you make camp in the town? Do you not go to the town?
Okay, is it surrounded by any walls, any armaments? Does it look militaristic? Does it look just like a small farm town? Does it look like a commerce place? What's the feeling we get from this town?
It looks like it's a town coming. So these are obviously ruins that are surrounding this town, right? But it looks like the town is being built out of these ruins the same way that Phandalin was. Some of the houses and such are much better kept than others. Some of it looks like new construction, and some of it has obviously been left to be a ruin.
Hey, it's Phandalin 2.0. Yay.
Or ruins.
Something bad happened here, I swear.
Here, Thunder Tree, Phandalin.
Like it's a
World's going to shit.
very dangerous place to be.
Apparently.
Do you approach the town?
Well, again, do they have any fences, any armaments? Does it look fairly unguarded-ish?
It looks like there's an old wall that was around it. The wall has since fallen into disrepair.
Okay.
How's the weather out?
About 76 degrees, rainy, wind coming from the southwest, but the lightning strike 5.8 miles away.
Okay.
So it's raining
Perfect.
on us?
No, I'm telling you what the weather here is. So you guys have been walking most of the day. It's starting to get dark. The breeze is gentle, but it's pretty clear.
So it's
Okay.
starting to get dark. Are there a lot of torches and light sources in the town?
Yep, you can see that there are basically town lights that are being coming on. There's a gentleman walking with a wand who is turning on each light. So
I say we take our chances in the town. It doesn't look like
Yeah.
they're trying to be subtle or subterfuge their intentions.
We can see if there's any news going on too. Anything we need to avoid.
Yeah, good call.
Okay.
So
Um,
you approach this.
Real quick,
yeah.
William obviously has a lot of knowledge about Neverwinter. Do you know anything about this town?
Know anything about this town?
You would know that the town of Lylon is slowly being rebuilt, but not much more than that. Not very gigantic.
I don't know much about it.
Okay. Yeah, I think we should head to the town. What do you guys think?
I think it'd probably be safer to go in there than stay out here, anyways.
I agree.
Alrighty.
So you approach this city, and pretty much right on the city walls, you see an inn, and the inn's name is Mead Hall. It is in what appears to be a caravan area, crowded with streets. There's a few cheap brothels and such there. The street outside is kind of empty, but you can tell that it's a little bit early for activity around here. The building itself is a 2-story timber and brick building. It has a green tile roof. The accommodations you would expect to be pretty normal for a farming community.
Okay. Should you say it looks like an inn?
Yep.
Would you guys like to head there for the night?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Perfect. Hey, So you enter. Hold on, I can't see houses. You enter and you see a woman behind the bar, and you see 3 other individuals that are just kind of hanging out in the bar. There is a woman who's a female human. You see a male halfling and another female human. The female human, the first, and the male halfling are sitting next to each other, and the other is on the other side of the bar, like as far apart from them as possible. I'm sorry, I don't have the map for this. Incarnate's down, so I did not make a map. Well, I made a map, I just can't.
Do they seem like jovial, or do they seem like pirates or cutthroats?
They seem like, well, the first 2 seem to be in soft talks with each other, and the one farthest off to the side seems to be a little bit down.
Okay, so it's an emo town. What time is it?
It is dark at this point. Sun has started to go down. You're starting to hear noises from the street behind you. Doors are opening, windows are opening. You're starting to hear the calls of women and men.
Bring out your dead.
I'm not quite sure that's what they're called.
No? I feel fine. Think I'll go for a walk now.
Exactly what they're calling out.
Oh god, watch out for rabbits, guys. Watch out for rabbits.
Alright, so what are you guys doing?
I think we should all get a room or rooms, depending on how many they have, and break for the night.
Are they serving dinner?
Yeah, I guess food is a good thing too.
They are serving. There's 4 options that you can pick.
Is it a wedding?
Oh no, my dice! It's free. So it's a pretty sparse menu. It's like what you would expect to see. What was that? Lightning has struck within 4 miles of my current location. So they have a pork and turnip dish, a pork and lettuce dish, a meal and pea dish.
Meal and pea, just one.
And a pork and curd cheese dish. They have tankards of ale, perry, mead, and spiced ale.
I feel like you need that stock sound of the re for all the pig meals.
Oh dear lord.
Wasn't that? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
You squint really hard, cabbage and lettuce are the same thing. And then if you just
That is
wrap
not
it in
true
some
at
bread
all.
and fry it, you have egg rolls.
You should question is what is dried lettuce and why do they have it?
So I'm going to try to attract the attention of William and nod towards the bar.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Head there for a drink.
Or 3.
So the woman behind the bar is a female human dressed in really nice armor. She holds a blade to her side. William, you can tell this is a magical blade from where you stand. And she asks you two, what can I help you with? Are you here for the bathhouse?
Does her armor look like it might have been from the Grey Hands?
It might be. It is a very high quality armor.
I say, that's beautiful armor. Where'd you procure it?
Got it from Neverwinter.
The Grey Hands?
And she kind of nods. And without saying words, she gives you a tankard of ale and then kind of waves like, no money here, as if she recognizes that you recognize the armor.
Awesome.
I'll take the strongest drink you have.
Not poison.
I don't know. If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger.
She
Oh,
goes to the
it almost killed you. You got lucky. It should have killed you.
I bounced back just fine.
Oh my
Oh
god.
god.
Meanwhile, alternate universe, you're dead. Okay, so she goes to the back at that. Another lady goes and steps behind the bar while she goes there. And disappears for a while. She comes back with a really dusty bottle. It doesn't look like it's been open for a while. She pops the cork, whiffs, makes a face like, oh, can't believe someone's gonna drink this. Pours it into a cup, and then hands it to you. And says 2 gold.
I slap 2 gold on the table and then just shoot it all.
Alright, roll me a d10. You feel as if you are walking on air. You feel lighter than you have ever felt before in your life.
Cool. I asked, does she have another bottle by chance that I can take with me on the road?
She does. So she goes, name is Odette. I've got 50 of these bottles. 2 gold to get you 1 bottle.
Can I get a discount if I ask for 10?
Make me a persuasion roll.
Persuasion roll. Come on, persuasion.
Holy. They're very
well,
persuasive when it comes to liquor.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, let's not get in any battles because that's his roll for the night.
I mean, I'm literally taking this off your hands. You have a large amount of stock, and you seem to be having trouble getting rid of it.
So she kind of ponders it for a moment and goes, all right, half off.
All right, I'll take. Instead of it being 10 for 20 gold, it'll be 10 for 10 gold.
Yep.
All right, so I'll subtract 10 bottles plus the 2 gold that I paid for the original.
Yep, and then it's 2 pounds per bottle.
Okay.
You might as well get 20 of them if they're half off.
I don't want to encumber myself too much. I don't want to bad carpet.
Phandalin 15. Oops. Realized that Keiko was in here.
Is there anybody else around, or is everybody just pretty much up at the bar?
Everyone's pretty much at the bar. The lady, the female human furthest on the bar, she appears to be in better spirits upon seeing you guys there. She has copper hair and amber eyes, and is wearing Viridian robes, and she has a wide dagger on her hip. There is a weasel beside her, like an actual weasel, not like a person. It's weaselly.
Aww.
So I'm gonna ask William if I can try his new drink.
Sure.
Oh boy.
I'll take a sip of it, just a tiny sip, and be like, "Ugh," and ask for something lighter.
With your sip, roll me a d10. Moroz, you feel heavier than you've ever felt before. As if picking up and putting down the cup is way more effort than it ever should have been.
Okay, so I wave off anything else and ask for something light.
Odette comes back with water and says, best to take your time with that.
I cock one eyebrow and say, I said something light, not something that's not even there.
And she laughs and kind of goes back to the other people. As you guys are standing there, you get a little bit more time to see the other people in there. The woman that is sitting next to the male halfling has tangled auburn hair and hazel eyes and is wearing splint mail and wielding a flail. She looks like she's seen a lot of battle. The halfling has a narrow face with brown hair and sharp green eyes and is wearing banded mail and wielding a sword. He looks like he's picked up in spirits, and you would think that this is a very honest-looking man.
Well, I'm gonna go up to the bar and sit in front of the lady that is, that has the weasel, and say, "Hi, what's your name?"
Well met, stranger. My name is Sueda. Sueda. Sueda.
Did she say that?
No, that is me for you guys. So you guys are taking notes. My name is Sueda, and this is Orith. Out of character, Orith.
Oriph?
Yep. Oh, T as in him.
Oh, th.
Yep, perfect.
Okay.
Oh, it's lovely to meet you. I'm Ellywick, and this is Barzu. And I gesture to Barzu.
And Barger kind of just jumps around for a little bit. He looks excited to meet the weasel.
What's your we've been traveling quite a bit. What's your favorite dish here? I'm rather hungry.
Oh, the boiled veal and dried peas, amazing.
That sounds wonderful.
I can't even say that with a straight face. Oh, it's very good, and especially if you get a tankard of Perry with it, it's really a nice.
Do you have any smaller size drinks?
I
Instead of
don't
a
think they
tankard.
serve any smaller size drinks here. I don't think they even have smaller cups in the back. But she seems to be in good spirits as you're talking to her.
So, I happen to notice you all are quite decked out with armor. Is it a good area around here, or?
Well, the Mirror of Dead Men is just south of us, and it got its name from, well, not live men.
Oh,
It's best to only travel with you there when you're prepared. And this is mostly where the adventurers end up. Where are you traveling from, friend?
we're coming from Neverwinter mainly. We've had some stops along the way.
Have you heard of the wonders in Phandalin?
Heard of the what?
The wonders in Phandalin.
We've been through Phandalin. What wonders do you mean?
So she gets excited and her eyes kind of go wide. She goes, "Did you see the Wave Echo Cave then? Did you see all the magic?"
What magic?
And she kind of looks confused, like, "What?" And she goes, "Wave Echo Cave? You know what caused all the fight many years ago? Why all this is a ruin? The dwarves, they found it again, and they were gonna open the forge."
No, we hadn't seen that. It was awfully quiet in Phandalin when we were just there.
Oh, that's probably not good. Lurk, is your rug out?
I don't think so.
Okay. And she kind of looks at Barzu and goes, "So tell me about Barzu."
Well, we've found Barzu while we were up in some other woods and swamps by near where the bullywugs are. Do you know those creatures?
Bullywugs. There's some that live in the mirror, but that there's some north of here I did not know.
Yeah, they're much further north, up in the swamps past the forest.
Oh. I feel that's a good thing to know. Did you happen to run into Anflin when you're out there?
Run into what?
Anflin. Anflin.
No. Who's that?
Well, he's a local of Leilon. Lylon. And she's been boasting that she killed the horror of Bamunda up there. And with a pitchfork, no much less.
The horror of Mandela is... What is that?
Well, stories say that it is a ghost that is angry. It haunts that area. But what it really is, we do not know, and we have not heard much.
And I turn to Barzu and I quickly ask, do you know what the horror of Bamunda is? Is it that creature that was chasing us in the swamp?
Barzu kind of cocks his head to one side and the other and goes, "No, I don't know what it is. Bamunda. Bermuda, and just kind of repeats it a few times, like, what is Bermuda?
Huh. Well, and then I turn back to her and I'm like, wow, that's quite amazing if she defeated something like that.
Yes, it is. Well, I suppose we'll have to see if her tall tales are true. And did you order your food?
Yes.
Okay. So Odette gets your food to you. And you're talking to Sueda. What is everybody else doing?
I'm gonna order some food, some sort of pork one. I don't care, whatever type it was, the fourth one, and then order. See, do they have milk?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, okay, just some water for me and Tabitha.
Okay. Is anyone gonna approach the other people
So,
around?
I
is
will.
Sueda the heavily armored one?
No, Sueda, well, she's in robes and has a dagger. The heavily armored one sits next to the halfling. Don't know her name yet.
I'm going to go and talk to them.
I'll sit by them, but I'm not gonna join in the conversation yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna stagger over there, and because it says she looks like she's seen battle, right?
Yep.
I'll say, so, where were you stationed? With a knowing tone to my voice.
Are you drunk, by the way?
Probably a little bit.
I'm probably very.
Every step you take is like moving a mile. And when you say that in a very coarse voice, she goes, Kryptgarden Forest. You, recognizing that you also have spent your time in a war like state.
Kryptgarden Forest?
Kryptgarden Forest.
Type that out.
Typing it.
And she's a what now?
She is a lady. She is a female human. She has tangled auburn hair and hazel eyes, and she's wearing split mail and wielding a flail. The flail sits beside her, within arm's reach.
Right. I say, well, I've been all over. I'm looking for the best of the best, testing myself wherever I can be. What's your name?
Verga, First Lieutenant, Kryptgarden Forest, on the other side of the Sword Mountains.
First Lieutenant, and I nod my head in appreciation.
Yes. And she kind of nods back. She goes, "Are you here for Grancio?"
For what now?
I feel like I should stop trying to say these names.
I'm just trying to get some of the shit
His
down.
name is Grant.
I am so prepared today.
I know.
Other than I can't get my maps because Incarnate's down. I can't log in.
You could be in the generic bar.
I'll say, no, I haven't heard of that before. Or heard of him before. Or that before.
I have not heard of this.
I have not heard of this. Enlighten me.
And she looks disgusted. She goes, Grancio has been selling stolen goods around here, and some of those goods came from Kryptgarden Forest.
Ah, I see. So you want to get him back.
And she nods.
No, we came from Neverwinter. We originally went through Phandalin, headed towards Neverwinter, and then came back through it, and the town was completely changed. Now we're on our way towards Green Nest.
Greenest. And she kind of nods. And says, horrors have befallen them as well, I hear. Something about dragons? And raises an eyebrow. She doesn't seem to be wanting to say too much. She wants you to provide more information on this subject.
Yeah, and I again knowingly say, yes, dragons. We've run into some issues with those who would want to follow dragons, and we've been directed to clean up some of the other riffraff that might also have similar thoughts. And I'm keeping it, I'm speaking to her in a way that suggests that she should know what I'm talking about, so I'm not making it too obvious, just to see what her response would be.
So she kind of nods and looks you over. She doesn't reply with anything more than that nod, as if she's like, okay. And she does not give you any more information.
So, is there anything, or did you come from the south?
Yes, to the south and to the.
Is there anything we should be aware of? And I'm not. I want to say that in a way that if she's militaristic, she understands. Like, give me the situation on, or tell me the parties to look out for, pitfalls, blah blah blah. There's got to be some. We're all freaking nerds, but I'm sure that if we were military, we would know a way to speak to people to say, tell me what is pertinent to know about where we're going.
So, you want the lay of the land. And so she
Yeah.
says, well, and she kind of laughs, and it's a somewhat crazed laugh, and says, the Mirror of Dead Men is to the south, the volcanic area is to the east, and the Kryptgarden Garden Forest is further. And then, after that, you're on your way to
On your way to what?
It's a large town. You would hear of it. It's a large trading area.
What was that? Amen.
Amen.
Yes, this is a large trading area. So you would know that is there. But she kind of looks at your armor and says, the mirror is no place to go in heavy armor.
Why do you say that?
She gives that crazed laugh and goes, well, you'll sink.
Ah, lots of quicksand, eh?
And she takes another drink from her tankard. And the halfling that's kind of beside her kind of gives like a small laugh, but seems very uncomfortable.
Well, quicksand only displaces itself to fucking A. Quicksand only displaces the mass that it can fill, so you don't really sink all the way through it. You just kind of get stuck for a while. Sorry. It was something I've looked up recently that you don't actually just sink to your death. Like Atreyu and his horse, that would not happen.
Wait, who in their horse?
Atreyu. Never-ending story. You don't actually sink all the way down through quicksand. You only displace as much as your, as much areas, or much volume as you take up.
Yeah, but a mirror is a marsh.
Right?
People die all the time in marshes, sinking through the peat layers. And then the anoxic layer suffocates them.
So I'll ask her, do you know a safe passage to the marsh?
And she's very drunk at this point. She's been drinking out of her tankard. And she says, well, if you stay on the trail, you should be fine.
How cute is she?
She's pretty cute. Got some nice hair, nice eyes. According to Trump, she's a great physical form.
Okay.
How old is she?
Doesn't matter.
Mid-20s. Peak human age.
Well, I mean, I would be interested in this type of person, though.
How does that even work?
It's spiny.
Oh.
When a daddy dragonkin and a mama human get together, a lot of
When a
things.
dragonkin and a human love each other very much, they give each other a special type of hug.
And that's where kobolds came from.
Oh God, no. Anyway, I'm going to I'm gonna kind of fade out of here, but I'll kind of somewhat hit on her and see how things go.
Alright, so as you're hitting on her, the halfling off to the side, who looks very flushed at this point, seems more relaxed, right? So he's just drinking away with you, pretty much quietly, but to himself. So William, you're drinking.
Yep.
Gross, you're hitting on people.
Hitting on
Lark,
people, sharing war stories, that type of thing.
yeah. Lark, you got food.
Yeah, I'm sitting to the right of the halfling, but not really starting up a conversation.
The two halflings just sitting at a bar ignoring each other.
Right.
Zarevix, what are you doing?
I was originally going to go and talk to the group of people, but not sure now.
Ellywick, what are you going to do?
So I'm chatting, and then I want to ask Orith, right?
Orith, the weasel?
Yes. Just trying to think of what I want to say. Well, I'll go from I'm gonna go to Sueda and say, "Hey, do you mind? What? Why do you? So why do you have Orith with you? What's the story there?"
Orith is my familiar. I've had her for quite some time.
Oh, do I know what kind of people have familiars?
Magic people.
Is it just magic people? It's not necessarily druids or anything, right? Because
Correct.
druids
So,
don't really have familiars.
well, you could have a familiar. It just depends if you have the spell or not.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of different magic classes can have a familiar.
But can she speak with her familiar easily, or
Yes, she can.
would I know whether or not it would be offensive to speak with her familiar or not?
You can go ahead and give it a shot.
Well, I mean,
You would not know if it would be offensive or not.
would I know to ask, like, because I obviously don't think that animals are somebody else's property, but I don't want to be offensive to her, you know?
You
So-
would probably go and talk to the animal.
Just go ahead and talk to him.
Yep.
So I turn, after she says he's her familiar, I turn to him and say, obviously I speak with him and the small animal and say, Orith, how are you tonight?
You realize that this is you realize as you're talking, this seems to be infected. And Sueda looks at you and goes with a little bit of confused face. She goes, "I'm sorry, but that doesn't really work with familiars."
Oh,
Yep. So now you know why. Yeah, why this wouldn't have come up before, because you wouldn't have been able to communicate with
okay. Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, that's understandable. But
How do things work with familiars?
well, the familiars are fey, and unfortunately, you can only talk to beasts, so you're really unable to talk to them.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes. Have you run across any other familiars on your way?
Not that I know of. Have I?
Not that you know of.
Not that I know of.
And is Barzu your familiar?
Oh no, Barzu's just a friend.
Familiars can be friends.
Well, I don't really know much about familiars, so And normally, being a druid, I don't assume that anyone should be tied to me for any reason unless they wish it. Which Barzu has wanted to stay with us and help out our party and keep us company.
So she kind of just nods, like, as you wish, type of thing. But you notice that her hand kind of reaches down to Orith and pats his head, past his head.
So I noticed that there's not much going on around here, but I've heard that it's being built up. Is the town improving?
Oh yes, with the Wave Echo Cave, it's definitely improving. There's more traffic going to Neverwinter as well. Being on the road between Neverwinter and helps significantly with that. Are you on your way to
We're on our way to Greenbush.
Yes, Green.
Green Nest.
And she nods, and she goes, deal with the dragon cult.
Yep, that's the one. Do you know anything about it? Anything that might be helpful?
She kind of smiles a little bit, and she goes, I'm on my way there as well. Myself and Orith are going to try to help out and get the dragon off the castle.
Do you know what kind of dragon it is?
So she shakes her head. No, but there's been many stories that the dragon called upon by the cult has changed colors. Sometimes green, sometimes gold. But a green and a gold should not be attacking together. And she looks at you with like a very questioning look of like, this is ridiculous, right? Like green and gold, those two should not be attacking together.
Would I know anything about that?
No, you probably would not.
What do you mean?
Make me a roll for persuasion to see if she'll tell you any more information. And she goes, I know no more. Just what the rumors had said.
Quick out of character, are there any characteristics of that one dragon that we ran might be memorable?
Probably not. It was just a young green dragon.
Okay.
Well, because we ran into a young green dragon in another area that had been called there by cultists, and we worked to get rid of that one and the cultists there. So I just wasn't sure if he got called to a different area. But if it's changing colors, and I turn to where Moroz is and say, hey, Moroz, do you know why green and gold shouldn't be together? Is that weird for a reason?
I should know that, right?
Yes, you very much should know that.
So what would I respond with?
You would know that these are diametrically opposed type of dragons.
Okay, so I'd say a green and a gold. Talking about a chromatic and a, what I call that, a natural? What?
Metallic, I think.
Yeah, a metallic, and metallic's the gold, but what's the green?
Chromatic.
What?
It's
Chromatic.
Oh, so green is, okay. A metallic and a chromatic. Are you kidding me? And I just kind of laugh and turn back toward, and give my attention back to Verga. Like, I laugh as if, like, that's the dumbest thing I've heard.
Yep.
And I turn back to her and I say, well, that wasn't particularly informative, but at least it confirms your suspicions.
Yes, but you said the cult of Tiamat is here. Like, this area, north of Green Nest.
Here, as in this town?
No, this area. Like, you told her, right? So, like, she's really concerned now.
Oh.
Why would this be up here?
Well, I think it was just a small, very tiny cult that was at their wits' end. I don't think it's really spread that far. They were really weak, and we got rid of them very easily.
She looks very suspicious. I'm very concerned. What? Who would do this?
I think the town was having some real issues, and they turned to the only place they could. I don't really understand it, but they didn't last for very long. And I'm trying to like keep myself as steady as possible because I'm very emotionally traumatized by everything that Moroz has just mentioned. Comments, even though I don't know half of it. And this was up in Thunder Tree. Do you know where that is?
And she shakes her head.
North, pretty much straight north of here, I would think.
And she nods and she says, "I'm sorry, but Orith and I must get some rest now." And she heads up a staircase to a room to sleep.
Have a great night.
You too. Sleep well.
You.
So what is everyone else doing?
I'm going to go and talk to the bartender.
Okay.
When I get up to her, I'm just going to greet her. Hail, I was wondering if I'd be able to get a drink.
What was the last part of that?
I was wondering if I could get a drink.
Sure. We have tankards of ale, tankards of perry, and tankards of mead, and tankards of stout.
And they also have bottles of this really powerful stuff as well. I highly recommend it.
I'll let you have that to yourself, William. I'll have some ale, please.
As he says that, I look at Zeravex and go, no, quietly as I can.
Don't drink it. So she pours you a tankard of ale, and then asks if you'd like any food with it.
Yeah, please. What would you recommend?
She recommends the boiled pork and dried lettuce.
Right, I'll have some of that.
Okay. So that will be 10 copper pieces for the whole meal. The plate that sits before you looks very scrumptious, well put together. Very artisanal. Do you ask her any other questions, or?
Yes, sir, it's doing the money.
Oh, no problem.
I was wondering if you had any information about Green Nest or anything south of here.
So she nods and repeats the information on the Mirror of Dead Men and Kryptgarden that you heard, Kryptgarden Forest, and then launches in about the horrors that are befalling Green Nest. That there has been rumors that overnight the city has been overrun, that most of the people are hauled up in the keep, and that there's been tales of a green and a gold dragon attacking the city. And she is appalled as she says that a gold dragon is attacking the city.
Has anyone brought news of this north to Neverwinter or anything? Has anyone brought news of this north to Neverwinter?
And she nods. She says, yes, the priests of Helm are aware and they're sending help. But any adventurer that can help is welcome, I hear. But it's still a 3-day journey south of Leilon. I changed the pronunciation of this town a few times.
Calling it South Phandalin.
South of Damon.
Okay. Well, thank you for the information.
She nods. And she actually hands you a little poster. Like a little flyer on it. Pretty crudely drawn, but it's basically help. We're stuck here being attacked. And it shows kind of a map of how to get to Green Nest.
Okay.
That's helpful.
I'm going to study it.
All right. So you see the mirror, you see Kryptgarden Forest, and then you see that there's the road that continues, the high road down to and down to where Green Nest is. Green Nest kind of branches off further into the land, while is off onto the body of water.
Okay.
Yep.
I guess I'm done for right now.
Awesome.
Okay, I want to talk to the bartender.
Okay.
So, who's this Grancio person? I kind of overheard the conversation earlier about he might have gotten into trouble selling some stolen items.
Trouble has not yet befallen Grancio, and she says it very snobbily, as if like everyone's trying to puke with him. Grancio was seen with Lord Glitzmith. It's hard to say. Lord Glitz military pick, and it's obvious. It has his name on the side, and yet he says it was not stolen.
But he's selling it?
He's selling it, and Anon bought it.
Was that the only item he had for sale?
So she's very suspicious. If you want to keep talking to her, make me a persuasion check. So what are you saying?
I was just wondering if we need to go after him at this point, or if all of his goods have already been gotten rid of, and we don't really have anything to, to put any evidence that he's stolen any items at this point.
Town guard will give 200 gold pieces to any group that's able to put Grancio behind bars.
But if he only had the one item to sell, how do we prove that it was stolen or not?
And she shrugs and says, that is up to you. 200 gold pieces, town guard, put Grancio behind bars.
And where was he last seen?
She points in the general direction of the town and says, in the business district, next to the Adventurers Guild.
So what's all going on in the Adventurers Guild?
He looks around and kind of laughs and goes, at this time of night, all that would be on this side of the town. There's the brothels behind you and the bathhouse as well. That is where most of the adventurers end up. But you can always check tomorrow at the Adventurers Guild to see if they have any small jobs available, or if they can provide any further information.
Okay. That's all I asked. I'm just going to finish eating my food.
She kind of like nods a little bit and walks away.
I'm gonna pipe up to the tavern lady and say, ma'am, do you have room enough for us here to stay the night?
Little know, there is plenty of room.
Wonderful.
Opens a cupboard door. Ta-da!
Oh.
But she points up the stairs and says, 30 copper to stay the night, 20 copper to use the bathhouse. The charge of the women and men outdoors, those are on your own.
So as she's talking about rooms, I ask her and say, are they individual rooms, group rooms?
It is your choice. It is more expensive for an individual room, cheaper for a group. But with Grancio on the loose, I would hold my purse close.
I have no fear of that. And I'm looking back towards Verga the whole time and acting like it's no big deal.
Verga is just kind of laughing. Like, she's very drunk. Like, she's just like, ha 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 ha. This is all really funny. Why would Grancio steal from you?
Right?
She thinks more.
Yeah, like, oh, this big and muscular dragon kid. Why would anyone steal from that man?
I turn to Lark and ask if she wants to split a room.
Yeah, that'd probably be good.
Anybody else want to share a group room with us?
Sure.
$30 copper.
It's 10 copper for the group room, 20 copper for a solar room,
And how much for the bathhouse?
20 copper for the bathhouse.
Okay, I want to do the bathhouse also before going to bed.
Alright, so it'd be 40 copper for...
Is the bathhouse like just a showering area, or is it?
Spa area. Before you ask awkward questions, it's just a spa area.
Okay.
The brothels are the brothels.
Well, there can be crossover.
Yeah, we see this one has walls
Okay.
and bouncers.
I'll talk to Verga and say, I love your stories. Would you care to share a room and talk more?
This is this is as far as this RP goes. She says yes. She would love to join you, but that's as far as this RP goes.
Okay, so I'll just toss 20 coppers or whatever, bartender, and laughingly go up the stairs.
And she, hilariously laughing, tankard in hand, goes up the stairs.
Is it 1 silver piece per 10 copper?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Don't chastise me from over there. I wrote down these numbers and didn't think twice about them.
I'm going to do the solar room and the bathhouse. So,
Okay.
I'll go to the bathhouse, and Lark and I are split in a room.
So anyone who's gone to the bathhouse, you feel overwhelmingly relaxed there. Any pain you had, any weariness you had is gone from your mind. In fact, you feel rejuvenated, still tired, but rejuvenated. If you were drunk, you feel sober.
Might be exhausted by morning. Anyway, so I share a room with Verga. Who all is going to the bathhouse?
All of us but William. I'm not sure what's going on with him.
Are you going to the bathhouse?
No, I'm probably just gonna keep bar till it closes up.
Okay.
Are you sharing a room, or are you just taking your own?
I'll share.
Okay.
With who?
So should we split that three-way, the 10 gold pieces 3 ways, or is it 10 gold pieces each? Or 10 copper,
Copper.
sorry.
Okay. So you
For
have
gold pieces, you can buy the whole damn place.
you have a tavern. Welcome to the Witch's Meat House. You are now the owner.
Their
So
ownership is overrated.
nobody had a bad experience. So it would be if each of you put in 3, I'll call that 3 copper. I'd call that close enough.
Okay.
I already subtracted the 10 copper, so
Well, it would technically be 6, right? Because it's 10. 10 and 20, so 30 divided by 3. I'm glad we did this math together.
I just throw a silver
That's
at you
fine.
and all this go away.
Yes.
wouldn't each person have to do the bathhouse and then the room as a separate?
Yeah.
Well, I subtracted out 3 silver total, so whatever that. If you guys don't want to pay for the room, that's fine. I already paid for it.
I'm also doing math.
Fine, I already spent 10 gold on alcohol.
Lord. Okay. So
Subtract the clothes, divide the what? Anyway,
so if you went to the bathhouse, you feel amazing coming out of it. You pretty much assumed that was some sort of magical water there. And then you can go up to your bedrooms. So
and I'm going
William,
to take a quick bio as well. Not in my bedroom. That would be.
oh boy,
Anyway,
charge for cleaning. I run a tight ship here at the Witch's Meat House. William, you drink with Odette. She pulls out a few special bottles of ale. Nothing magical happens, but they are very, very splendid tasting, and she kind of drinks away the night with you.
I enjoy her company.
As it starts to get very dark, she says that it's time to close the bar and gestures that you should go up to the bedrooms.
All right. I stagger on up.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Here. Moroz, roll me a d4.
He's peeing.
Oh, yeah. Consider Furious bathroom.
I can do it.
I'm also going to re-prep my spells for tomorrow. Do a little bit of practice and commune with nature.
What do the rooms look like?
They're pretty standard looking rooms.
Do we have a window?
What?
Do we have a window?
Yes, there's a window. It kind of looks over the town. You can see that the ruins and the new construction are going forth. I'd also like to retcon that Verga is actually totally sober. Otherwise, this is a lot more rapey than it should be.
That's your concern at this point.
Yes.
It looks like Moroz is back.
I wasn't trying to make it rapey. We were both quite a bit.
I know. It's how I said it, not you. Because I was like, oh, she's completely drunk.
Oh, no. Yeah, I would not just
Not-
lead
not
a
you.
like half unconscious person up towards bed. I was envisioning us laughing and sharing stories the way up the
Yeah.
stairs.
And that's why I meant, like, she's sober. She's just, like, in that blushing, like, haha, I'm going to go have a fun time type of thing.
Right.
Not in, like, a, she's not able to consent type of
Right.
thing. That's all I wanted to, like, clear up.
He needs to roll something, right?
Yeah, I need you to roll a d4.
I do?
Yeah, to see if you can contract it.
To see if I can what?
Get a disease.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Why would she have a disease? She's a warrior. She knows how to protect herself.
Are there condoms back then?
What?
One sec,
Yes.
guys.
What was the question?
Are there condoms back then?
Oh, they've got magic. They have ways of.
Okay.
They've got ways. Okay, so the night passes and you all wake up. And how late do we want to go tonight? I know we haven't accomplished much. This has been actually really fun, but
You're telling me.
oh boy. So yeah. Where do we want to go?
Right, because next, if we wake up and go further, then we're actually going to head towards Green Nest, right?
Yes.
I mean, I think we can at least, I'm down for at least traveling towards Green Nest.
Okay. We can do that. So you wake up. The day is the question is: are you traveling to Green Nest? Are you walking around Leilon? You walk around town. Are you gonna look for Grancio?
Well, should we all meet up in the bar and
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, what are your guys' plans?
So it sounds like there's quite a bit going on in Green Nest. We should probably get going there pretty quick.
Yep.
What's everybody else think?
So, I've got to finish this out. So I'm gonna walk down with Verga, Verga, unless actually, does she stay the night?
She stayed. She stayed the night.
Well, it's a fair question. So anyway, I'll walk down with her, so I'll look reverently at her, not ashamed or anything like that, and say, "Would you take breakfast with us?"
She shakes her head. She's like, "No, I have some matters to attend to in the town."
Well,
She's
then-
gonna. She looks happy.
Right.
But she just leaves.
So, well, I'll say then it was wonderful to meet you, and I hope our paths cross again. And let Whatever.
She nods and says, I hope so. I hope so as well.
Trying to make it creepy. Trying to role play it out. Shit.
No, I'm just like saying, like, she's like, I hope we meet again too.
Great.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I plop down to the breakfast table with a smile on my face. How's everybody else doing?
Wonderful. You missed a great bathhouse.
Nope, I didn't.
I can almost see Ellywick being like, so tell me what happened. Why are you so happy?
That's actually where I was going. Giggling and say, "Oh, Moroz, I've never seen you so happy before."
Hey, we're having an issue here, so we might have to go.
Alright, we can stop
Oh,
for the
storm?
night.
Yeah, from the storm.
Right.
Stupid storms. Grabs out my globe.